station. Don't mind the background noise. It's best you can get on when you're mobile. But yeah, the Maryland primaries yesterday to vote. I actually did my voting early. I did mine 2 weeks ago, and just to get it over with. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, you look at these politicians, do they really have your best interests at heart? One can make an argument 50-50 either way, I believe. Because these people don't pop out until there's election time, as I stated before. And we continue to go for the same old three-card Marley, it seems to me. And they know it. So until we, as voters, demand policies to be implemented as far as the greater good of the everyday man and woman out here working every day. We're working, long hours and multiple jobs to try to, to put everything together to financially that we have going on in our private lives. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of reasoning why should one have to work like that. This world is steadily moving. Technology is moving, really fast. And so I suggest everyone try to get their skills up in their technology, their own way of thinking. Yeah, you can still do it. You can still go out and actually mail a letter and put it in the mailbox. But as I stated before, where are the mailboxes? I actually drive to the post office just to mail because I don't see any mailboxes in the community anymore. So, yes, you have your postmen that come up and get the mail, but half of them delivering mail at the wrong address. I'm constantly delivering my neighbor's mail because it comes to my house. And so that's, what are we doing? These are government people that we rely on in a certain way for general services, and that demand is at a bare minimum at this moment. Maybe it can get better, but we can demand it to get better, and that's when you have to put your voice in. We can demand it to get better. You also have, not too far from my neighborhood, you have some people shooting up the mall. Not the mall, but the outside shopping center. I frequent there every day, and I think I was there that day, but then I saw in the news later on that there was a shootout. A lot of people's windows were obviously, due to bullets flying, shot out, and one man was shot. But that's a very heavy pedestrian area as far as pedestrian travel. And kids are there, and a lot of people are just generally shopping, and you come out and see your windows all shot out. So the guns are they're easily accessible to the criminals. And so that's the problem with the Second Amendment right there. It's not, I don't have an issue with the Second Amendment. It's just that the availability of these guns into these criminals' hands. So we have to be concerned about that. That's another issue for anybody. Right now I'm looking at kids play in the playground over here. And I couldn't imagine just, you don't know, shootouts and stuff like that. And then as you saw the footage that they released, the body cam footage of the Uvalde situation. I mean, everybody's disarray. No one knows what to do in case of an emergency. There was nobody who seemed to step up to, actually have some type of order or tactical strategy. everybody was at a loss. And mind you, yes, there's gunmen with an assault rifle, but there's kids that are being killed and shot. And you cannot sit around and wait. It's up to like 40 some officers or however that number is. Everybody was just on standby. When you sign up for these, high risk jobs, there comes a time when you have to make a decision, that you might come up against the worst situation you could have thought of in your mind. And you're gonna have to deal with it because that's what you signed up for. It's not about just putting a uniform on, riding around in a cruiser all day, pulling over innocent people, talking about the taillights are out. You might have to get some grinds in your coffee every now and then. You understand what I'm saying? So, to those people there, they were cowardly, and that's going to be on your conscience for the rest of your life. So, and just ties back what I'm saying. You got these people that's in positions that, they get comfortable with their jobs, but their jobs consist of protect, serve, and protect. And what I saw, in my opinion, was a bunch of cowards, to be honest with you. Everybody's trying to figure out what the next person is doing. And granted, yes, I understand the situation, but also, you got kids in there that's being slaughtered while you're just sitting around trying to figure out what's the next move. And that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable to the parents. That's not honorable. Those kids were sitting ducks, and it was one man, and with one rifle, and you had kids that were terrified and hiding and trying to do the best they can. I can't imagine it, man. It angers me, to be honest with you. It angers me. I don't know what I would have done in the situation, but at the same time, I think naturally I would have probably I would have sacrificed my life to try to save a life. That's just me, especially a young child. So, 19 kids slaughtered by a madman. So, you got to take the guy out, man. You just got to take the guy out. That's the mission. Take them out. Seek and destroy. And I know it sounds easy, but at the same time, you signed up for it. And life is never easy. There's always difficult decisions to be made in the most difficult situations. So someone has to step up to the plate in that situation and have a command post and do what they got to do. Like I said, sorry about the background noises. I'm on locale. But, so it all ties into your leaders and the people you're voting for. You got to demand more from them. Because they only pop out when it's time to actually, get elected. So we have to demand more from them. If you're going to vote for them, you have to demand more from those people. And not just these photo ops and, say cheese moments. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm trying to bring awareness to the situation of people just really have to be mindful of who they're voting for. You vote for the status quo, you never know. The person might get comfortable. He's comfortable and he's long-standing in the position, he or she. But she has to work. He or she has to work as well. So that's just my position on it. So there you have it. Vanguardian News, Mahfouz Al-Qadir, reporting from D.C. Take care.